NCAA. This is Commissioner Bob Hogue, inviting you to join our outstanding coaches, student athletes, and administrators as we talk about the great excitement in the Pac West. Now here's Assistant Commissioner Tom DiCamillo, live from our studios in Santan, Arizona.
Alrighty, this is Joe, and as we get ready for the show here, Tom is out traveling around. I'm not even sure where he's at right now, but I know he's out somewhere exotic, I'm sure. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Joe. I'm actually, I don't know how exotic Newport Beach, California is, but it is nice. I'm at the Pac West meetings here in Southern California with the athletic directors and the conference office members, and going over our annual business this past week. Actually, as of yesterday, the official sports season came to a close. Grand Canyon baseball lost in the Division II College World Series. They went 1-2. It was a great run for the Antelopes. So that had kind of officially ended the scheduled sports season. But today's show, we're here to celebrate a national championship, and in some ways two national championships. Joining us from Academy of Art University, head coach Charles Ryan, and along with Vashti Thomas and Jessica Raymond, and they are now the reigning NCAA Division II national champions in indoor and outdoor track and field. And it's an amazing accomplishment for a school that it's first year of eligibility in the NCAA. And let's start with Charles first. Charles, talk about this run that you guys have had. Not only winning a national championship, but to do it in the first year that the institution is eligible. When you look back now, it's still fresh in your minds, obviously, the experience, but can you kind of put it into perspective, kind of what it means to the institution?
It would be hard to verbally put it into perspective of what it means to the institution. It's something that's never been done at any level in any sport within the NCAA. It's an amazing accomplishment that this group of young ladies have worked very, very hard for all year. It was definitely in the plans. I knew what kind of team we had and what this group was capable of doing, but for them to put it together all year with all the pressure that was with all the pressure that was put on top of them, and for them to actually pull it off is a dream season. They've risen to every challenge and done it in a spectacular and dominating fashion. So I could not be more proud of the work that we've accomplished this year and what the group of women has been able to do.
I think listeners, the listeners around in the year and a half that we've done our show, they've learned that the Pac West is extremely diverse, from its athletes to its institutions, from private schools to for-profit schools to faith-based institutions to state institutions, that it's really a diverse conference. And you look at it, what you guys managed to do, Academy of Art started athletics not that long ago. So not only were you new to NCAA, but new to athletics. So being there and over these couple of years building this program to this point, is it something you had to establish a culture? You said you knew you had something special this year, but it was something that, as an institution, the school has built this culture of, this is where we're going to go, this is how we're going to compete, and this is why we want to win.
Well, when President Stevens decided to, introduce athletics to the Academy of Art University, I'm sure a lot of people, really didn't think that it was going to work. I came in 2 years ago. This is my third season. And when I saw the growth potential of the university and how unique and diverse the academic curriculums were, I knew that we had an opportunity to start fast and to finish extremely strong within the time frame that I wanted to get things done. And, I set forth a goal of, the first time we walk in the door, we're going to win this thing. And people, looked at me like, that's impossible. I'm like, it's really not. The amount of kids that we are able to attract here because of the university, because of the curriculum, means that we have a huge advantage, in recruiting. And I know that there are talented kids all throughout the country that want to come and do these kind of academic programs. So it was more of a matter of finding the right kids that fit into the system. And yes, definitely creating, the term I used to use is a culture of accountability. So many, student athletes, they appreciate having a scholarship and they like, participating in the sport, but they don't take things as seriously as they should. And my thing was I had to change, the culture. We run this system here much like, like a D1 program. We compete against the best of people in the country, regardless of their level. And we go to the big competitions and we demand results from our athletes. And once they bought in and understood what the expectations were, the performances on the track just shined through. And no more so than this year. I mean, we've broken records, conference records, D2 records, national records, all-time NCAA records. We've done all of those things. And, that is 100% due to the hard work and focus of the athletes. Coaches get a lot more credit than they deserve sometimes. And without this phenomenal group of women, none of this would have happened. So this is their moment. It's their championship. And I couldn't be prouder of them.
And you guys, your schedule, you went to the Drake relays. Did you guys go to the Penn relays too?
We were going to make a choice between Drake or Penn, and we ended up going to Drake. Drake and Penn are on the same weekend every year, so we had to make that decision, and we decided to attend the Drake relay.
And I've heard, the comments is that your athletes almost felt like superstars because of that atmosphere of how many people were there, and it was an event. Do you think competing in a meet like that helped when you went before a national championship stage? Do you think that helped?
Oh, definitely. When you compete at venues like the Drake Relays, when you have, tens of thousands of people in the stands, I mean, the place was packed. You got, D1, D2, D3, NAIA schools in there. You have professional track and field athletes in there, and you're racing in what very much feels like a professional setting. I mean, the crowd was amazing every day. And with the performances that our girls put down, they were treated like superstars. I mean, the crowd and the atmosphere at the NCAA championships is nothing like at the Drake Relays or at the Penn Relays for that matter. We had other events such as Texas Relays and, the Arizona State Sun Angel Classic where, you're in these venues with these big crowds and you're competing, against, premier, athletes from across all the divisions. So when you step into the D2 championships, it's like, we've seen the show before. We've competed against people at this caliber before, and in some cases better than. So, it's more so mental training, and, putting the schedule together is very, very important, not only for, the visual of what our program represents and the level that we want to compete at, but it's also very strategic as far as building towards the meets that matter. Drake and Texas Relays and all those things, those are great events, and we are very lucky to be able to participate in them, but at the end of the day, they're exhibitions. The NCAA championships are where all the marbles are counted, and that's just, everything that we did this year was preparation to walk away with that title.
Was there a moment this year, and it could have been during the indoor season, maybe when you won the indoor championship, that the outdoor championship was, you knew you had a really good shot? Was there a moment when you looked at the athletes and said, yeah, this is a team that can do this?
Well, I've been telling them that they were going to win this championship since last season. But as far as this year goes, anybody that was around for the NCAA indoor championships knows that meet was very much up in the air. It was very, very competitive. It was really close throughout most of the day. And just because of the nature of the events indoors, we really didn't know how it was going to play out until it played out. It was very emotional, and, it was the first. I knew for a long time that the outdoor championship was a stronger event for us because of the nature of the schedule. You add events that we're really strong in, like the 400 hurdles and the 4x1 relay. those kind of events are more suited towards what we do. We're a sprint, jump, and hurdle program primarily. So the outdoor title for me was all a matter of keeping the kids healthy and getting them to the championship. I knew we had the best team. Indoor, there were a lot of teams that were in the hunt and were a threat to us. Outdoor, I saw the meet as more so we're going to go in there and handle our business, and I don't see anybody that can really take it away from us. Now, we made a lot of mistakes, and we made the meet a lot closer than it really should have been. But at the end of the day, the girls were just strong enough to overcome those mistakes mentally and push through, and we got it done.
So what does that say about your team that, like you just said, that some of them, that you made some mistakes, but they're so talented that they were able to overcome it? So what does that say about the team, in general, that they were able to do that?
For me, it's a testament to, as a unit, how mentally tough they are, and also as a unit, how they understood that if one person falls down, somebody else was going to step up and clean up the mistakes. And that's in a track. Most track and field meets are not scored. That's something that a lot of people don't understand about our sport. We come back from an event and everybody's like, "Well, did you win?" I'm like, "Well, it doesn't really work like that." But at the NCAA championships, there is a score. There are winners and losers. And, for us, it was all about them sticking together as a unit and understanding that we could overcome anything that happened. And once they were in that mindset, I never really felt like the title was in doubt.
How much, it's an interesting point you just made. When you go to meets throughout the year, it's so much of an individual performance. But when you get into a championship setting, whether it's a conference championship or whether it's, in this case, the NCAA championship, do you have to look at, when you're looking at the team, do you kind of coach a little bit differently? I mean, obviously in a race where it's close, there may be a point when somebody just needs to finish in a top 5 or a top 8, as opposed to falling down or getting disqualified, which could kill you. So do you coach differently, or do you give a different strategy to your athletes? Do you have to manage it differently?
A little bit. Usually in a regular competition, we go to a track meet seeking, your ultimate performance, a new personal best, a new PR. And that's the goal of every race that you run. You want to run faster or jump further than you did before. And in a setting like that, where it's about the team and it's about, coming out with a performance that's going to help everybody towards the ultimate goal, you do have to change it up a little bit. The best example that I could give is Jessica Raymond in the heptathlon. After the javelin event, which is the second to last event, Jessica was sitting in first place overall with only the 800 meters to go. But it was a very, very, very tight event. She was in first place by maybe 5 points over the number 2 girl and about by 18 or 19 points over the number 3 girl. And we knew that one of those girls was a very, very good, dynamic 800-meter runner, a far superior 800-meter runner than most of the people in the field. So at that point, I had to pull Jessica to the side and be like, "Listen, I know you want to win this thing, but if you go out there trying to chase this girl that is going to run 2:15 or 2:16, you could ultimately slip all the way to third place if you crash and burn and get too tired." So our strategy going into the 8 was for her to sit on the number 2, on the girl that was in second place, and either beat her to the line or keep the race close enough that Jessica would still come out on top, with the silver medal in the event. And Jess is such a competitor. I know that tamed her to look at the race that way, but she did it. She executed it, and she came out, with the NCAA silver medal and 8 points for the team, and we really needed that performance. So there's a little difference when the meet is scored that you have to take into perspective. But at the end of the day, it's all about competition.
Jessica on the line with us. Jessica, talk about what your coach just said and how that played. Obviously, you did something for the team and came away a national champion, but it must have been a little bit of a challenge because you're not used to doing that during the year. You're usually out there going, letting it rip and trying to get the best performance that you can.
As far as the meet goes, I knew that I had to play smart because I had several events, and the thing that Coach Ryan told me, he said, once you're doing something, like when I'm doing the hip, I have to focus on just the hip. And I tend to think about all things and all aspects because I want to compete and things like that. But when Coach Ryan told me about the 800, and I just wanted to win, and it did pain me to just sit back and just run so mediocre and things like that. But I knew that Coach Ryan had my best interest at heart. And, I mean, although the competition was really tough, it was hard, and I knew after my 800 I had to go compete in my open event, the 100 hurdles. So I think I played it smart, and Coach Ryan made a good call.
What does this mean to you personally, a national championship, for your career at Academy of Art? What does this mean to you?
It means everything. I've been running since I was 12 years old, and I've always dreamed to win a national championship with my team, not by myself. It means that much more when you win with like someone else, because you guys get to share that moment that you worked really hard for it. And it means everything. And once I got to the arena and we were running, I gave it my all, because I knew that if I didn't give my all, I wouldn't get the results that I wanted. So, it means everything. It's something that I've always dreamed of, and I finally got it.
Is there a point when you're out there competing, do you get a chance to enjoy it at all? In other words, you just said that it's been a dream of yours, and now you're competing, and do you ever take a moment just to stop and look around for a minute? I know you're so focused on the event, but often athletes go, I just missed the whole experience because I was so focused on getting the job done.
Well, we were in Tableau, Colorado since Sunday. So we kind of, we were at the track early, and we taken in the scenery and everything like that. But as far as when we were competing, we got to soak it all in, like after the race, like after everyone was cheering, or when we would see our results on the board or something like that. Like you can take it all in. I've noticed when I took everything in was when I would see my Coach Ryan, and he would say, good job, and he would tell me what I did, because I would still be in compete mode, and I didn't know what I've done until he would come up to me and tell me, because it didn't seem real. But that's when it becomes real. When you hear someone profess it out of their mouth is when you know it's real, because you can't watch yourself run unless someone taped it. But I just feel like it's more real when someone tells you what you've done and they, giving you the props and things like that.
Do you go back and look at the video, any video of what you did, and go, wow, I did that?
Yeah, it's kind of like an out-of-body experience, because I don't remember doing any of that. I don't know what was I thinking, or what food I ate, or, the type of sleep I've gotten that weekend, but it seems so supernatural.
Charles, I know we have Ashtai on there, and I want you to kind of lay out for the listeners. She's had a tremendous meet, scored a ton of points. I know that she is getting, Rob Garcia, your sports information director, sent me a note. She's getting an award later on today, or an announcement's coming out today about an award. I will tell you that we're going to announce them afterwards, but Ashtai is going to be the co-track athlete of the year in the Pac West, so congratulations to her. But Charles, I want you to give the listeners, before we have Ashtai come on, talk about her and what her performance meant at the NCAA National Championships for Academy of Art.
Wow. Again, it's if you go back and take a look at Vashti Thomas's 2013 collegiate season, it stands alone, not just within D2, but it stands alone as far as accomplishments above any other level. Just in 2013, Vashti has been a part of 2 national championship teams. She's won 4 NCAA individual titles. She's won 11 NCAA All-American awards. She's broken 1 NCAA Division II national record. She's broken another all-time NCAA record. She broke the championship record at the outdoor championships in the long jump. And she scored, if you combine indoor and outdoor, she scored over 70-plus points indoor and outdoor total for her team. There is no athlete in the NCAA that has accomplished what she has this year. She's currently ranked number 4 in the world in the 100-meter hurdles. She's currently ranked number 10 in the world in the women's long jump. And she's currently ranked number 21 in the world in the women's 200 meters. She has 3 world-class performances on paper. And, there are athletes in the NCAA that put up world-class marks every year, but nobody puts up 3. And, what she has been able to accomplish this year is mind-boggling. It has exceeded all of my expectations. And, like I said, the team itself and Vashti Thomas in particular, she's had a perfect season. There's only one more goal, short-term goal that we have, and that's, for her to qualify for the U.S. World Championship team and go to Russia. And that, that's what we're gearing up for next. And there will not be another athlete of Vashti's ability at the Division II level for a very long time. There's very few that have ever been at her ability level at Division I. So I hope that, she has taken the time to appreciate all that she has done so far, and I hope that the listeners and people that pay attention to track and field in the NCAA have a healthy understanding of, what they're out there watching, because it is spectacular.
Vashti, you just heard your coach talk about the accomplishments of this year. How do you, when you're listening to that, talk about that. Does it feel like that you were the one that did that, or did it go by so fast that you're just now trying to get an appreciation on what you accomplished?
There's no words that can describe how I feel about it. To me, while it was happening, I was just like, I'm just doing my job, just doing what coach is telling me because I want to get better. Like, that was all I was thinking about. It didn't really hit me, all of the things, like, my accomplishments didn't really sink in until I'm at home and I'm looking at all my trophies and I'm like, dang, that was from this year. I did all of that this year. And I'm just like, wow. I really have no words.
When you look now at from your perspective, what's your best event? What's the event that you're most comfortable competing?
My most comfortable events are the long jump and the hurdles.
And have you always run hurdles, or was that something you picked up as you got into college? Hello, I think we lost Vashti.
I hope not, but let me pick up that answer. Vashti she's always run hurdles. She's always jumped. She is still the California State and National Federation record holder at 100-meter hurdles, and she's all-time top 10 in the state of California for both long and triple jump. So she's always been a combo sprint and jump and hurdle athlete. The newest thing that she really picked up and dove into this year was the 200 meters. And, she doesn't specifically train for the 200 meters, but we knew she was, very talented enough to handle picking up extra events. All of our girls do more than one event.
Vashti Thomas.
And here she is.
left the conference.
All of our girls do multiple events. Jessica Raymond obviously does the heptathlon, which is a whole bunch of events, but she also competed individually in the 100 meters and the 100-meter hurdles. Not to mention, relay events that all of our girls do. So for when it comes to Vash, her performance in the 200, putting together, she only ran the 200 4 times all year. She ran it twice during the preseason, and then at the championship, she ran in the prelims and the final. So in 4 races, she was able to lower her PR by an entire second and put up 2 world-class marks. She ran 22.80 in the prelims, and she ran 22.75 in the finals. Both are win-legal IAAF certified marks. So I mean,
Dash type
like
comments.
I said, you just
Has joined the conference.
And it looks like we got Vashti. Vashti, welcome back.
Yes.
Your head coach he picked up on where you left off.
Thank you.
So he covered you. So looking forward to the opportunity to go to compete at the next level and to compete in Russia. Is that something that you ever thought you'd be? Was that like in the realm of really? I'm going to get to go to Russia if I can get to that point. Is that something that you ever planned on, or it was just like, wow, this is amazing?
It is something that I planned on, and I definitely set a goal for, and it was something I've been working towards all year.
Well, Charles, I would just want to I know there were other members of the team that competed at the Nationals, and give you an opportunity just to quickly mention them, because I know it takes a team performance to win a national championship.
Oh, I mean, absolutely, and we would not have the indoor nor the outdoor trophy without every single member of our team. Across the board, all of our women stepped up and participated and did something that brought that championship home, and without each one of them, it would have never came to fruition. The outdoor team, aside from Vashti and Jessica, you had Brianna Stewart, who did both hurdles and both relays for us. You had Julian Purvis, who did the hurdles and was scheduled for both relays. You have Dinesha Bean, who ran the hurdles, the 100 meters, and both relays. You had Kiana Moody, who qualified in the open 400 and ran the 4x4. You had Dominique Berry, who qualified for the 400 hurdles and ran the 4x4. And then you had Jenny Bergeron, who qualified in the 1500 and the 5000. She only contested the 5000, and she is our distance star. And then, of course, you have Chantel King, who qualified as a relay runner member for us. And indoor, it was the exact same crew. So, it's not not to mention the rest of my team, which is of course my assistant coaches, who is without them, my job would be impossible. And that's Tori Olson, who handles our distance team, Lamont Johnson and Lauren Smith, who assist me with the sprints, jumps, and hurdles. That's the unit, that's the team, and without each one of them, none of this happens. You don't win championships with one athlete. You don't win championships because of one coach. And this is an entire group team effort, and indoors and outdoors, every single one of those people that I listed scored points for this team. So, I've never had a team like this. I may never again have a team like this. This is very, very special, and this group of women have set a standard that people coming behind them are going to really have to bust their tail to live up to. And they've done so much, not for just themselves and their own accomplishments, but what their accomplishments mean to the university and to NCAA sports in general. Like I said, people for 100 years said that, artists and athletes don't go together. They're not the same people. Well, if there was any doubt after indoor that this was some kind of fluke, or, there was no way we could do this twice. I mean, we heard all of that. We put that to bed. This program is for real. The vision of athlete artist is for real. And Academy of Art University Track and Field is for real, and we're here to stay. So, these women have, done something that literally nobody else has ever seen and nobody else has ever done. It may not ever get done again that a team wins an NCAA championship in their first eligible year of competition, let alone win two. So, there's no good way to describe it. It's just, they are, amazing. They are historic, and if it ever gets pulled off again, I will be amazed, because it took 100+ years to get pulled off the first time.
Well, we want to, on behalf of the Pac West, congratulations. It's just the second Pac West national championship since the conference reformed for the 06-07 season. HBU softball won it in 2010. Academy of Art and Grand Canyon's indoor track teams won the national championships the last 2 years. Pac West doesn't have that as an official sport, but definitely outdoor track and field, and just a dominating performance. Vashti, good luck as you make your way toward, hopefully we'll see you in Russia. Jessica, congratulations again. Charles, outstanding job, and we wish all of you the best of luck. You just made the Pac West proud.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Academy of Art, national champions at the Division II level for outdoor track and field. And Joe, back in the studio. Is it still, I hear it's getting warm back in Phoenix.
It's already 104 degrees and only 12:30, so bound to be about 107 or 8 today, I think.
It's Joe. Just real quickly, going to rattle off the awards for track and field in the conference, voted upon by the conference coaches, which I did mention. The track athlete of the year for women, Vashti Thomas from Academy of Art, Sabine Hodges from Grand Canyon University are co-athletes of the year. Fred Taylor for the men from Grand Canyon was the men's track athlete of the year. The field athlete of the year, a pair of co-winners for the men and women from Grand Canyon, Vanessa Levy, and from Fresno Pacific, I'm going to try to get this right, Malika Tuavanuevo from Fresno Pacific. That's the co-field athletes of the year. For the men, Johnny Carter and Kevin Lashley, Carter from Academy of Art and Lashley from Grand Canyon are the co-field athletes of the year. Freshman athlete of the year, Amanda Sims from Grand Canyon. And for the men, Dario Horvat from Grand Canyon. They're the freshmen of the year. The men's coach of the year from Grand Canyon University, Tom Flood. For the women's coach of the year, we actually had co-coach of the year winners. And obviously, one of them was Charles Ryan from Academy of Art, and then Tom Flood from Grand Canyon are the co-coaches of the year. So those are your major track and field awards. I'll be back in the studios next week, and we will have our final sport-based awards. Then we'll get into the academic awards, but we'll talk tennis as we announce the Pac West all-conference teams for men's and women's tennis and the athletes of the year. So for Joe Carrera, I'm Tom DiCamello, live from Newport Beach, California, on KQCK in Costa Rica and the Santan Valley.
Hi, this is Daniel, your host for Rock and Roll 101, every other Sunday at 5 on KQCK.
Engine parts aren't the only things that wear out.